Niko lives on an island, a Greek island in the Aegean Sea called Mykonos. In a few years, Niko will be a young man. Most of the men of Mykonos are fishermen. Niko is at home on the sea. He can spear an octopus with his long trident. He is a good swimmer, and he handles his boat with ease. Other boys of the island, Niko goes to school. He helps the men empty their nets. He plays with his friends. When there is no school, Niko works with his family and his relatives. There is much to do for an island boy. Mykonos arises early, with the sun that warms the small farms and the tidy buildings of the town. It is like a town of long ago. Some people are even now at work. Others, like Niko's father, Stavros, are getting ready for the day's tasks. Stavros and his family are not rich. Like all the people of Mykonos, they live simply in houses that are small but comfortable. Stavros is a fisherman like his father before him. This morning he will go to the harbor, but he will not go out on the sea. Today he must work on his nets. It is important that they are not torn and that their cork floats are in place. Like the young everywhere, the children of Mykonos go to school. Those in town walk to their schoolhouse. Those who live in the country go by donkey. The roads are winding, unpaved, and bumpy, but the donkey is sure-footed. On Mykonos, the donkey is family car, truck, and bus. If you want fresh vegetables, you can buy them a few steps from your home. There is no need for a supermarket. And there is no need for street cleaning trucks or house painters. The people of Mykonos scrub their cobbled streets and whitewash their houses themselves. Whitewashing is sanitary and it costs little. The gleaning and the girls have learned these skills from their mothers. Niko's sister, Christina, has been taught how to prepare the yarn for weaving. The wool comes from the sheep which are raised by the farmers in Mykonos. The women and the girls dye it and spin it into yarn. Then the looms are set and the yarn is woven into cloth. Most of the women of Mykonos can weave and knit, and they take great pride in doing their work well. Carrying water is a boy's job, and an important one. There is no running water in the town, and when the women do their washing, they need the help of boys to get water from the wells. Niko helps his uncle on the days when the wheat is taken to the mill to be ground. The soil of Mykonos is too poor to raise good wheat, so it is grown on a larger island nearby and brought here by boat. The children of Mykonos play an important part in the life of their community. Much of their learning comes from sharing in its daily work. When they grow older, most of them will stay here to raise their own sons and daughters, to teach them the skills they are learning now. The mill stands on a high rock to catch the strong wind of Mykonos. It has been here for almost 300 years. Petros, the miller, can remember when his grandfather operated it. Every part of the mill has been built by hand and from the materials of the island. Driven by the power of the wind, the old wooden wheel works a giant stone wheel. The stone wheel grinds the grain into flour. Like all Greeks, the people of Mykonos eat a lot of bread. The baker's oven is fired by twigs and lined with stones. Prepared this way, the bread is especially tasty. The baker's son, Costa, helps his father. He slits the top of the loaves so that they will bake more evenly. The hot stones provide a steady heat for the dough. Since no homes on the island have ovens, other foods, like stuffed tomatoes, are brought here to be baked. The busiest part of Mykonos is its harbor. Surrounded by the sea, the people of Mykonos have learned to master it, and they use it as we use our highways. Today, from Piraeus, come drums of oil to heat and light the houses and to fuel the boats. Even the shepherds of the island depend on boats. Without them, the sheep could not survive for long. Because the land is dry and mostly barren, There is not enough grass here to feed them. Several times a year, the herder must take them by boat to one of the neighboring uninhabited islands to find fresh grazing land. Because several flocks are often moved on the same boat, each herder marks his sheep with dye of a special color. The sheep are important to the people of Mykonos. From the wool, they make much of their clothing. And what they do not use themselves, they sell to the tourists. There is some water in the soil of Mykonos, but it is very scarce. It is pumped from deep in the earth and used for the growing of vegetables and fruits. The people of Mykonos eat little meat. The produce they raise in their small farms and the fish they catch make up most of their diet. The townspeople buy each day's food supply from the farmers at the dockside market. On Mykonos, there is a time for work and a time for school. But an island's day is long. And for Niko and his friends, that means there is still much time to spend on fun. To the children of Mykonos, the sea brings not only work, but much pleasure too. Pleasure shared with brothers and sisters, cousins and friends. There is no need